Coming from me, it might be a little odd, but I'm going to talk about breathing. If you don't know who I am, really, you know who I am, then, you know. So, like I said in the last video, I don't want to say that it's wrong the way people breathe, but it's wrong in the sense that it's not being, like, we're not using our bodies to its fullest capabilities. I've noticed, like, and I'll say even with just with breathing alone with this one, I'm just speaking on this, that it's a lot different when you can take in that, like I said in the last video, that when we breathe, it's like, because I notice also a down force is a thing, and this triangle is a thing, if you can imagine. This is a whole nother, and so I don't want to get into that, but when you take on that, like I've said before, that your body is a complete breathing system too. Like I said, with the last one being a release system, that's one of the biggest ways to do it, is through expelling through your pores, things like, so like I said, if water can make it through, why not air? I don't know, it just and these movements are not for nothing. When I touch and y'all see me do stuff, it's not just for nothing too, So when you have the knowledge that you breathe through your nose, and then like I said, simple stuff, I found out that your passageway actually, like, your nostril passages actually, like, do like this. They don't actually do like what you would. They're actually kind of this way. But that's a whole other thing again, because I know that you can do more than that with your breath. But so I'm trying to stick on this one topic, right? We only think of breathing as being like this part, like I breathe, but we don't necessarily think of breathing or breathing like breathing. We don't think breath. We don't think the back and this is breathing. Not just this, but this and inside, and like I also notice is like blinking. Like, this may not make a lot of sense, but that you can like blink on the inside as well instead of blinking. You know how it is, like, because like I said, there's a thing between looking and seeing. You can see over there, but you're not looking over there. There's a difference, right? So I know, like I said, this gets super fucking, because like trying to explain to a person that you can move your muscles and things and move different parts of yourself within yourself, if you can believe it in your mind that you're doing more than what you think you can. So if I know that I can blink within my body, in my head, other than just showing you that I'm blinking, that I can move muscles in a blinking motion, if you will, or whatever motion I really want. But like I said, little things like that, right? Like I said, you can breathe in your eye, right? You see people shoot milk out their eyeballs. Having that knowledge and wherewithal that you can breathe, really, like, I will challenge anybody that you can really breathe anywhere, but that you have a lot more missing that like I said, you have to put it all together. Some people say, hey, you only breathe in your chest. You only breathe in your throat, or singing, you only breathe in your nose, you only breathe in your mouth, you only, like I said, you can breathe through your eyes. I'm saying that, you know what I'm saying, because we know, right? That you only, some people only breathe with their diaphragm, or they only breathe with their stomach, or they only breathe in the, people are learning how to breathe within their balls. I'm saying you can do it within your feet. I'm saying that because singers say that you can breathe within your back. I'm saying that you can breathe in your entire body, and that's why it's like they talk about the 90-10 with your brain. I think it's just more so your brain is doing 100%. You're just maybe not aware of it, to capitalize on everything that your brain is doing. Your mind is more important. That's the wheel that brings on. Your brain is a receiver. It's not the real end-all be-all. Neither is your mind. Neither your spirit. None of these things are the same. And it's not the breath either. So, but you can see, right? So it's like, but your brain is a receiver and a filter, a processor. It is not, you know what I'm saying? It is not all that. And so for 90-10, the brain, whatever. But your breath, you only use 10%, I would say, of your body, because there's literally all of this that you don't, but you, like I say, when people really get into it and they're breathing hard and they don't work out much and this, that, and the third, and or if they do it, but they're just doing a whole lot of work, right? They're really putting in some work in the gym or in an event or something like that, and you notice, right? Like people will train a certain way. They'll breathe all relaxed, and I say you want to be relaxed. That's a whole other thing. I can get into a lot of this, but you want to be relaxed. But I said they'll breathe all relaxed and easy, and it's just all whatever, and they'll do the moves or whatever they do, and they'll do the athletic thing, and they'll work hard and they'll push. But when they realize when it's something serious, like what they were doing wasn't enough, and they go out, right, and they try to do that thing in front of people, in front of the thing, in front of the stuff, and they didn't really put in the work, and then they try to breathe for the life of them. They do anything and everything to really try to breathe, because Lord Jesus, it's hard. Whatever they're doing, right, whatever thing that they choose to go do, using that as an example. What do you see them do? Instead of just, they're trying to catch their breath, they go, because most likely because they can't do it, and this is what I'm getting into too. Most likely what they can't do, and so what they'll do is open their mouth. So what they can't do is when they go, they can't breathe because it's so congested and they don't know. And it's a lot to explain. It might not even fully get it if you go watch my other videos about this. But like, they're so constricted because of how much they work and press themselves into a case, that when it's time to finally, because like I say, you do the workouts, you do all the stuff, and you don't really take into account that there's other things to do that have nothing to do with the thing you're doing. If you want to be proficient at something, you have to do other things that have nothing to do with what you're trying to do to be great at what you're trying to do. So when I look at these people and I see them breathe and they go, and they can't, so what do? That's what they do. They try to, which is not, it's not good. I'm saying even if you're just normally trying to, like, it's good to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not that great. But they try to, and they open their eyes and they get real big and they try to like expand and they try to like, they try to like, they want to just, they push down if they have to. They try to finally actually breathe and pull and do the vacuuming, the nauli, all of the videos I've been talking about. If you really check it, they try to, the belly, but they try to pull. They want to so bad. They just want to. They can't, but because it's so congested and so tight and so compact and so driven down and it crunches and they do the thing and in their head and they're so strong and encased within themselves that when it's time, right? Breath. I know this doesn't might not, but if you really peep it, I do it every day. It's way more of an imagination thing than anything. But if you know what I'm saying? Breath. But if you, it's a lot of other things. Man, I hope you watch my other stuff to see what I mean. Pull. When it's time to actually pull. Not just pull, because you're just only going to get right here. You're only going to get this surface level. But when it's actually time to know that you're trying to do this thing and stretch, this thing and not this thing to get it up, but here, because most likely, because like I notice I'll have this like thing, because I always, when I run or something, or when I do something, I get comfortable and I'll have this. Got to get used to this more. You know, people will, you know, some people will talk about that, right? Having a chin down. So that's part of it. But in this case, pulling up and they finally actually getting that breath that they want, that if you could put a center down in the skull, straight down, that tether, right? That thing right here, you can tell it's like a rope or something to where you can't, you know what I mean? They finally go for it. And they can't, and it's just like, you see it like that, like you see it, like it's like they try to, and it's like you, like I'm holding it to stay the crunch, just to show you what I mean, but they'll try to like, right, instead of, look at the movement, look how much movement from here. See, I don't even catch it like I want to. And that's part of it. But I'm trying to like get y'all to, you know what I'm saying? It's like this thing. It's like straight up, not just kind of, you know what I mean? I hope you get what I'm saying. It's a lot, but so when I see these people when they try to like do that, and they can't. It shows, like from what I know, it shows that they've been so bogged down to where their hips don't have enough, their pelvic floor doesn't have enough muscle. They don't have enough wherewithal to pull. Like I said, so they try to like, right? But they don't have the suction to be able to breathe into it from the back parts to where it's not just you're able to, because like I said, that congestion, I start to learn on why when I drink something that's real sugary or I eat something I want and it's like, or I eat too much sugar, I'll say, screw it, you know what I'm saying? And I just get congested and sick, and I'm wondering like what that is. And I wonder why I don't have enough airway to like push all this mucus out easily. Then I start to realize, well, I start to do certain things, and before you know it, I start to move to the back. I start to go back here, and I start to try to. See, it's not a lot there because I'm way back here, but it's a little at the end. And I'm retrying. I'm still working here. If this makes sense on this, if you could, you know what I mean? The back. I'm facing you, but I'm just saying, if you could turn yourself to the side, I'm working, I'm trying to, you see it? I'm trying to breathe back here. I can breathe back here. I'm trying to make this clear. So when people go, right? You can hear all of the noises. If you really start to break it up, wherever it is, even in the chest, in the shoulders, when you start to break it up enough, you'll start to hear different. Like I said, because sometimes if I'm not able to silently do it, if it makes sense, because I'm breathing, but you can't hear that I'm moving more in my inside in my back. I'll sing or I'll pull from it. So if I'm already breathing in the back, so let's say I'm already trying to in the front, but I'm trying to do it back here, but it's not doing like I want. I'll do that. That's back there. It's not up here anymore. I make that noise, but if I just try to go, you don't know it, you don't hear it, it's not enough vibration, it's not enough kick to really pull and push and pull, you know, it's to really do something. And so so I say, man, if you really start to tap in, you'll start to see what makes things the way that they are. down to the sounds, you name it, movements, culture. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't care what it is. You say it. Say something you don't think I know. I guarantee you there's a reason it came from something like this to why humans do move, breathe, emote, whatever they do. Me going on this journey of trying to heal myself, meaning I have to figure out how to do whatever thing it's hard to explain, but I'm breaking up things through emoting, through breathing, through sound. I'm traveling thing. I'm bringing things up. I'm breathing and moving and singing and sweating and all these things through these things to be able to find. But when I do all this stuff and I go through this journey of the breath and trying to find and Nauli and the vacuum and the things and all this stuff, I'm really trying. It's so much stuff. But when I do it, life, people, things. I don't care if you make ice cream. I don't care if you sew. I don't give I don't care what you do. Learning what it all means starts to make sense about why you do it. What the thing you do, the source of why you do it, it makes sense to me through the breath. Whether it's the shakes and the dances and the whatever like I said, you give me something, I'll probably make it make sense for me, most likely, on where that came from. Because I'm able to breathe in my feet, know that I need to certain way I need to learn how to do, you know what I'm saying, something in my feet to where it's so micro and I have to learn how to really you know what I'm saying, if this was if this is my feet, learning how to really get in, I'm learning how to break up and move. I'm saying this part, I'm concaving and I'm forming and I'm rolling. And how many, you know what I'm saying? I think, okay, wave. You know what I mean? I think sturdy. I think the wind, if I want. I think whatever I want to do, but I'm not just performative. Oh, look at me do that. I am restructuring myself. I'm being exaggerative and dramatic for you to make it make sense. Because normally when I do stuff, it's really just I'm not even really moving. I'm not really, I am, but it's just more of but I want to do this in my feet. I want to do this in my body. I want to do everywhere you know what I'm saying? I'm not just, woo. I am finding every muscle to get into and how to spread it, see how to, and move it. This takes a lot, how to form. I want to get it all strong and I want to understand it. I want to breathe into it. I have to look at it and find it and figure out how do I move just this muscle to get it to form. That may be hard, but now I got to figure out, okay, that's not a muscle I use. So I literally go through this whole thing everywhere, learning the breath and how to, like I say, the seeing and the looking is two different things, right? So no matter what, I can find a way to also find I'm looking at I'm attempting to see these two things. That does something on the inside. To where if I cross my eyes, that does something, but I can also see and cross. And so I'll look a certain way and I'll look this way and one eye will be this and one eye will see, and I can I'll try to see within. That imagination brings on the muscles in different parts of me. So I don't have to you know what I'm saying? I can my eyes, I can it's not necessarily gonna my eyes are not necessarily gonna just straight up do stuff like this, but this is the goal, to try to make it do it. To try to make my eyes spread It may not show, but I'm trying to. And like I said, I would do stuff like this and then breathe into these spots instead of just breathing into the normal spaces and just, like I said, you can hear. This is just me breathing normally in my nose, in my mouth, normally. But this is like, that's a whole nother category that we don't tap into. So you want to talk about 90-10, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. That's what I mean. This is way more what I'm getting into. It's like, it's just a whole nother level of yoga, if you want, if you will, or something like that. It's like we have so much that we have not touched that we are capable of breathing in, doing. Like I said, from your rooter to the tutor, bro. From the top, bottom, left knuckle, lip clip, then all of it, dude. It's all there. I've had less tightness in my jaw, like all kinds of things just start to release. There's a balance. Like I said, there's a like, instead of like you see in the cartoons where the dude's jaw's like hanging and stuff like that, or, you know, like this and all like that. Like I would do a video. I keep saying, but I'm gonna show. Like I'm gonna say again, because it's like your body is just not what you see it to be. Like you see those people that their chest will be like this way and up, and like I said, they have the bulge and they'll look all weird, and you just want to fix them. If you could just like edit them, you know what I'm saying, and be like, okay, let's put this back over this way, and let's bring this down, and let's push that in and fix that. You can see people's, from top to bottom, you can see how their face, if they could just know that they can move, turn, fix, rotate, like you're a malleable, breathable deity. Like you have it, you are here. You have breath, you have these things, you use them. It's like I said, it's so much more. It's like, you know. But yeah, man, we're only breathing in the front part. Or we only think that we have to just fill the lungs, which I don't even think we do like that enough. But, or in the diaphragm in certain areas, like I said. But that's only one part of it. So the body is probably doing all it can, but since you're not aware of what you are, the 10%. 10% of awareness. That's all you got. It's all there. It's all doing its job. You're just not aware that it's capable of doing more than what you've seen. Like if somebody were to tell you can breathe in your arm and your hand, would you really believe them? Like you could breathe in your feet, but when people before, you know, you just breathe in your chest or your stomach, and people would say, breathe in your balls. What? Down in your anus? How do you even? You can breathe everywhere. There's no place you can't find a breath. I don't know what's with this like incremental weird thing to us learning it ourselves, but you know what I'm saying? Oh, because I guess I could put it all in there too. Because I was gonna say that's the same thing with yawning. Like we question, like what that is. But when I yawn, because I realized, like I couldn't after a certain point, and I would think it would be because me working out so much and doing all this stuff that like I said, I've encased myself to where when I try to yawn, it's like I realize that I could never really. You know how when you get that good yawn, I mean you see a kid or a baby yawn, and it's like that. One of them like, you know what I'm saying? And they're just like, oh, you can feel them catch that, and you're just like, oh, that's a good one. And they release it, and they're like, oh. I realized that I can't. It's like even now thinking about it, it's like hard to just, to get that yawn, that yawn in the back, that yawn. And I noticed when I finally start to get it, that stuff in the back of like the occipital, like the underneath that, all those muscles that band and go up into it, into the C1 and all that up there, it starts to like pop and break in those little like pieces right here. Like I noticed when I can finally like, because before it'd be just like I said in the front, it would just, I noticed like, why is my yawn so shallow, or why can't I swallow like I want to where it all like happens. It all happens. Why is it only like this little strict part? What is that? And why, you know what I'm saying? And I think, you know what I'm saying? And I realized, because people are like, well, why do you yawn? It's like, there's probably a bunch of reasons why we yawn. Maybe to take a breath. Maybe because we're tired. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case. But I noticed it might be because our bodies are so fatigued in the sense of it trying to get a breath for real. Like it really trying to intake something. And it can't. It really wants to finally, because like when I do, see that one's kind of real. See, and when I finally do it, it's like it's been so long, because I remember like when I would do it, I would go, and I go, what the fuck? Like I can't yawn. Like it's not that catch in the back where you really, like if a scientist, this is what I mean, if a scientist, medical person could look at it and know what I'm talking about, figure out what muscles to yawn, what muscles do certain things. This is what I mean. What muscles do what we do. Like I said, the emoting and all the little weird quirks and whatever things that we do. If I can get a person to say, oh, these are the muscles and this is what it's like, dude, like when I try to do certain muscles to yawn, I notice that my back releases when I finally fight it. When I go, no, I'm going to take in as much air as possible. I'm going to breathe in as much as possible. I'm going to yawn, dude. Like this may seem ridiculous, but like, dude, it's important. I'm going to yawn. Like I can't. I noticed that parts of my jaw is too locked in, too congested. It pulls down way too much this way. There's certain things that are so congested to where in my hips and stuff like that, in my, like I said, in my spine, those like along, like not the, but line, you know what I'm saying? That line, all those muscles on the outside of them, for some reason, in my neck and going down into these parts of my shoulder right here. This parts of my shoulder right here. For some reason, you know that, right? Like we do too much of this. I noticed that, like, or like I said, the expansion part, when somebody really tries to breathe because they're too tired, they try to like expand because they're too tired, right? They're trying to did too much workout stuff. Now I'm tired and I'm really trying to breathe. If I gotta pull down, if I gotta go out, what does that look like? Like you find different, but it's a different type of breathing because you're taking the same thing when they're tired and because they can't do a full with their mouth closed. Notice how tight it gets when you try to do the same big mouth breath, but with your mouth closed. Like try to do the same thing, big as you can, yawn like crazy. Like just reenact a yawn, but your mouth closed. Watch how difficult, watch what you can't breathe into. Watch how difficult it is. That means something. That's not just like, you know what I mean? Oh, I can't do it, so it's like, no. We should be able to all that and move and be able to be as fluid, as snappy, as fiery, as breathy and windy, as whatever you want to call it. All those things and elements and stuff, we should be able to easily do these things. So when we do, like I said before, when we do try to expel and get rid of and do all this stuff and work out and push hard and make things happen and stuff like that, it can easily be done. We can use our fire, water, air, earth, and all that stuff, our stabilities and, you know, all this stuff. Use it. Be foundational. Know how to squeeze and pulse and move and know how to like do certain things, right? Like I said, be fluid and stuff like that. And like it's just, you know what I mean? It's just so many elements to be able to take in when you really like look into it. But like I say, I want to not have this issue. I want to not have my crook neck like this, even though I feel like I look like, but it's really like hurting all this down here and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I mean, I urge people to look at this. I wish if I had somebody that real medical and knew the muscles and really knew what I was saying and like stuff like this. Like I'm saying, I think it's just crazy how like all this comes together like this. Like every single thing that, like I've said, humans do. I don't care what it is. If a person's done it, do it. Try it. You never know. You know. I got told that with yoga, man. I never know what you might find, man. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Yogi Nora. You know, you never know what you might find. And sure enough, I stayed on that path, and now look at it, man. Look what I found. It's just crazy. Like I said, we don't breathe through avenues. Like trying to breathe right here and trying to breathe like in certain spots and realize, right, like what's holding us back and why we can't. Because I realized for a certain, like I said before, like why can't I, like I can do this. Why can't I go, you know, why is it that when I try to do this one, both of them go up? And I can't, it's hard for me to just, like why can't I do like the Jim Carrey thing where I do both of them? Like what, these things, like I said, because I know this is like a pull this way. Because I think because I strengthen this so much maybe or certain things like that, why is there no pull this way? Or why is only right here so tight? Why? Is it because this is not tight enough and that's why this is compensating maybe? Or is it because something right here is too loose and that's why this has to like, you know what I'm saying? Me just trying to piece together what it means. Like why are things the way that, and like I said, when I started to do it, move and find and break up and you find some crazy stuff, man. Like I said, I hear sounds like whales and crystals and all kinds of stuff. Like people, you know, screaming. I swear to you, dude, like you hear certain like little boat, you know, it's like the boat, you know, all it like you hear stuff throughout the body when you do it. You hear. I mean, it's just. So yeah, man, that's about it. I'm gonna try to keep it short. It's already 30 minutes. Yeah, I just get excited. It fascinates me. It's like, yeah, he smokes, but like I said, because even I can go into like the coughing and stuff like that, to where when I like, I control it. It may seem ridiculous. It may seem ridiculous to you, but I use it. Like I said, I notice that when I do cough, I cough more, or like when I do stuff, I cough more here than I look. You can even see it like fold easier. I cough more and use more of this side of my body than I do this side, even though I don't use this side as much or haven't been, because I'm, you know, like this part is like way tougher for some reason. And this side I have to work on, and it's really weak. Even though I work this side a lot. See, it's like simple things. It's like little things like that. I work this part a lot. This is weak. I don't do much on this. This is strong. It's like simple stuff like that, dude. It's like crunches like this like that, this not getting this, so. You know, it's little things. So I'm more inclined to use this side like that. For whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's just weird, dude. It's a lot of little things, like I say. But yeah, man. Like I say, even with that, I'll use it. Like I say, if you go through a moment where you're trying to heal or release or do something, like I said in the last one, if you're not tearing up, crying, releasing, something's like really not, you're not sweating, if you're not getting hot, if you're not, you got to really ask yourself, are you really doing something? Simple as that. Word.